You have a foggy brain and you know it's limiting you in your business. You wake up and you literally have so many thoughts going in your brain that you're unable to concentrate on one task that will actually make progress in your business. You try things like meditation, focusing, journaling, but your mind just spirals off in so many different directions. You have a text coming in from one client. You need to check, your analytics on how you're doing in Stripe and YouTube and your back-end systems. You have to hire. You have all of these things going on in your brain. And you literally, when you sit down to do the most important thing in your business, which is high leverage work, deep work, you can't even do it. You can't even do it because you're so distracted. In this video, I'm going to give you the system that's going to allow you to go from that state that I just described, which I was in 3 years ago, to then being super clear on exactly what to do when you wake up so you can go straight to your desk with no friction and do the work that works in your business without having this foggy brain. Because I feel you, bro. I used to be that way. I used to be the kid that would wake up and generally just watch YouTube for hours. I grew up playing Minecraft my whole life, drinking Starbucks milkshakes from my mom's Indian clothing store after school. Every day I would go there. And I was so distracted. I was watching YouTube videos, playing Minecraft. So then when it came time to do school work, I was super distracted. And I had to learn how to focus again. And then when it came to doing my first business, starting my first business, I built the skill, the concentration, the ability to focus and then get distracted, but then come back to the task at hand. And it allowed me to build a $10,000 per month business in 6 months. That was my greatest skill and edge I had when I had no other skills. I didn't know how to do anything else. I didn't know how to provide a service. I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to advertise. I didn't know how to sell, but I knew how to do deep work. And when you know how to do deep work, you can acquire any other skill because you can learn something, implement it, review it, create a behavior change, and keep iterating. That's what deep work is. You're producing something, you review it, and then you make a better thing. In anything from an ad to an email copy to your product to a testimonial, how to get a testimonial to your acquisition funnel, all these things require you to do deep focused work in it. So let's get into what the system looks like. And if you want the full thing, click the link below. But I'm just I don't have time to explain the entire thing. So I'm gonna give you 3 core components. Number 1, what you need to do to eliminate this foggy brain and get focused work again is you need to be able to, the night before, think of one task that if you finish tomorrow morning, you would feel complete and you would feel fulfilled and you would feel like you made progress in your business. So for me, I'm running a content channel on helping young entrepreneurs get their business to $10,000 per month and above within the 6-month time frame that I did while in university. For you, think about what's your mission, what's your goal, what's your next objective, what next income goal do you want to hit, but more specifically, what next production are you going to create, what next project are you going to do that's going to be successful, that's going to provide value to your customers? Because the income goal comes when you provide value to your customers. So for me, it's my YouTube video, right? My YouTube videos is where I give the most value to my top line people that just come and view me for the first time. And then it's also my paid product that actually allows people to exchange money to save time and months that I had to spend to acquire the same knowledge that they need to make progress in their business, which is unlocking that deep work skill, building the confidence to do sales, improve their product and not give up, and have so much certainty in themselves that they perform at their best. That's my situation. For you, you need some sort of similar thing, right? So what is your acquisition funnel and what is your product? Now, tomorrow, what is one task you can make to make progress in one of these 2 things? How are you going to make more money? How are you going to deliver more value? Those 2 things. Think of what is going to be actually going to be the needle moving task tomorrow. For me, again, it's making a YouTube video. So tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down in my notebook the title of the video I'm going to make, some ideas. This is what I call pre-planning. You're almost like preemptively programming your brain so when you wake up, you don't need to check your phone right away. The reason you check your phone right away is because you haven't planned anything the night before. And it just takes 5 to 20 minutes. But this is the greatest habit for you if you want to become successful. Every other successful person I've met that I've seen online plans the night before in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't need to be this super extreme routine the night before. You have to freaking write down all your tasks for the year and do all this. No. Just 5-10 minutes. If it takes a little longer, great. Just preemptively plan out what you're going to do tomorrow morning. And if you want to take your business seriously, you need to do these things. You cannot call yourself a successful entrepreneur if you can't even spend 5-10 minutes the night before planning what work you're going to do in your entrepreneurship journey tomorrow morning and your business tomorrow morning. So tonight, that's your action step. Pull out a notebook or your notes app and write out a bunch of tasks you need to do in your business and pick one that's the highest needle moving task. For me, it's again scripting these YouTube videos and delivering the most value possible, looking at my personal stories, my personal mindsets, my personal successes, my failures, and crafting them into a one bite-sized message YouTube video for you. And this one is getting rid of that brain fog. For you, when I was running a med spa agency, it would be working on my email copy that would get people to book calls with me. It would be working on my sales presentation to convert more. It would be working on my advertisements for my clients to get them a crazy return. And I did these things ultimately to get to a 10K per month business, but also get my clients a 60x return on ROAS. What that means is they would give me $1, I would make them $60. $1,000, I would make them $60,000. And I only did that, again, in the beginning, I sucked. I actually lost a lot of my clients' money in the beginning, but they trusted me because I had the confidence to sell to them, to show them that I was improving in their businesses and in their products and their advertising. And ultimately we got them to their goal and way beyond, to the point where we were booking them out 3 months in advance. If you want those types of results in your businesses, no matter what product you have, it starts with deleting this brain fog, planning the night before. So that's the first thing. The second thing you need to do is when you wake up, you need to set up, again, actually not when you wake up, the night before, again, you have that one task. I want you to set up your desk and your laptop to be optimized just for that one task. What we're doing here, this whole like plan the night before and set up your desk, you're basically removing friction from waking up and doing the work. Because that's the biggest thing. Right now, we live in such a friction world, such a world that it's so hard to do the work, because you can check Instagram right away. You can check your messages right away. You can go, if you're in college and you have roommates and they bug you around or whatever, and then you consume food. You're constantly consuming things. We need to reverse it. You should not consume anything until you produce something, because when you consume first, you're in a worse state to produce. Literally, if you want original ideas, this is the key to be original. This is some sauce. If you want to be original, if you want an original product, if you want to say original things, just stop consuming. Because what happens why is it that no one has original thoughts now? It's because they're consuming something and they just reiterate to you. They look at a social media post, a vlog, a Alex Hormozi video, and then they just regurgitate that value to you back. But that's not valuable to you, because they could just go to the guy that's already figured it out. You don't want to be that type of guy. We want to be trendsetters here on this channel. We want to be people that are building original products, one-to-one, as Peter Thiel says, right? We want to be original. We want to create things. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. But when you produce first, not only do your best work, you do original work. And even if it sucks in the beginning, at least you can call it yours, and you can reiterate and keep improving it to the point where you're a beast at what you do. Everyone wants shortcuts now. They want checklists. They want all these sorts of things. But people on this channel, including me, we're building true mastery through deep work, through confidence, through concentration. So plan the one task the night before, and you know this. Set up the desk so you have one tab open. So for me, if I'm making a YouTube video, I will just open my notes app, because that's where I script my video, with the one page. I'll hide everything else. I'll put on a 1.5 hour timer when I wake up, and I'll just do the deep work at hand. And every time, I'm just like you, I'll have thoughts like, okay, this is getting a little irritating now. I want to go get up and get a cup of coffee, or I want to get up and go say hi to my mom or sister, or, I want to, whatever it is, check my phone. Maybe my girlfriend texted me. When you have those thoughts, this is why a meditative practice is so important. I just did a 10-minute meditation. I do that every morning. I highly recommend this, because what this allows you to do is what is called concentration, clarity, and equanimity, which is you're concentrate on something at the task at hand, and then you get distracted, and you have the clarity to realize you get distracted. A lot of people don't even realize they're in a distracted, consuming state, and they stay that way for the rest of their lives, and then they die. Like, genuinely, there's so many people like this. They're just consuming. They don't realize they're in a consuming, distracted state. They don't realize that they don't have goals, and they just do that forever. They don't have clarity on where they want to be, where they want to go, who they want to be surrounded by, what the type of person they want to be to others. And then they just let life unfold organically, which is beautiful in certain senses, but you also have the human ability to choose your thoughts and your actions to be the type of person you want to be to people. I want to be someone that's an amazing entrepreneur that gives extreme value to my people, and also amazing son, family member, and you can choose these things. So it's the same thing with deep work though. You need to concentrate, and then you need to have the clarity to notice that you got distracted. That's what meditation does. And then when you notice that, you go right back to the task at hand. So let's say I'm typing my script, right? And I create a killer hook. And then all of a sudden I think, oh, that was a good hook. Let me take a break now. Let me go get a cup of water. Let me get a snack. I will notice that thought, and I'll say, actually, no, I'm going to keep working. Like that's my thought now. I don't think much of it. I just say, what if I just kept working though? Like maybe that'll be fun. Maybe I'll get even a deeper state. What if I just finish this right now? Then I'll be done for the day, and then I don't need to worry about it for the rest of the day. And then I can enjoy my snack without even worrying about the work. These are the thoughts I have now. It's the reason why I'm able to do hard work for long periods of times. In my school, I'm currently studying computer science, electrical engineering at UC Berkeley. And these courses require you, they're not pattern matching courses. You have to literally, if you want to be good without cheating, you need to literally sit down with the notes for hours and read these things. And that's a skill I've developed through this ability to concentrate, get distracted, and come back at the task at hand. And equanimity is that ability to do it in a friendly way. So if I get distracted, and let's say I do accidentally make a mistake and I go up, I don't beat myself up over it. I don't say, what the heck, man, why'd you get up? Why'd you avoid the work? I'd say like, hey, you got a little distracted, all good. Equanimity is this friendliness to yourself. And you just tell yourself, I'm gonna get back at the task at hand. And then you just keep moving forward. You don't worry, you don't stress about the past. And this is how you become a confident entrepreneur that can do deep work, that can make mistakes, but then still be directionally correct and make further progress in your business. No one's telling you to be perfect. No human is perfect. But if you can develop the ability to concentrate, notice when you get distracted, because everyone gets distracted. It's just the people that make the most progress are able to notice it more frequently and then come back at the task at hand. And when you do that for a long enough time, you will notice you get even less distracting thoughts. It's just right now you need to go through this period where you're having so many distracting brain fog thoughts and you need to actively catch them with a meditative practice. Lower the friction in your work life by getting rid of these distractions such as your phone. I will literally not check my phone until 2 p.m. when all my deep work is done. All my homework assignments that I focused on are done. All my business tasks are done. And then I'll go check my phone and I'll go hang out with everyone. And I'm even a better person to hang out with now because I'm present with the person. You ever hang out with someone and you're talking with them and they ask you a question and you're like, oh wow, that was a good question. And you answered and then they're just on their phone. Like, why the hell did you ask me this question, bro, if you're not even going to pay attention? Like, do you want to be a mindless type of person to be around? No. So do your work first, and then when you're with your friends and your family, you're able to be mindful too. This is like a lifestyle we're creating. This is how you enjoy life again. This is how you get up and you don't scroll and then you hate life. You have to do it in reverse. You don't do your social things and your fun things and your dopamine and your consuming things first in the day. Because when you do that, you don't even feel like producing because your dopamine levels are crashed. Whereas in the beginning, your dopamine levels are in a great state. You have serotonin, you have a little bit of healthy stress in you. And you do the clarity-focused work. You notice when you get distracted, you come back at the task at hand, and then after that, you're able to enjoy with friends and family and be extremely mindful. If you like producing music like me, you can do that without worrying about if your work was done. I'm about to go, it was my sister's birthday yesterday, we're about to go to a water park, and I can enjoy that now knowing that I finished this video. I want that for you, bro. So what did we cover to get rid of this brain fog? This is a quick recap. Plan the night before one task. If you could just film one task or complete one task in your business, what would it be? And however long it takes you, do it in 1.5 blocks. That's the ideal optimized time for me. Again, we don't need to worry about being optimized here. We're just being effective. And being effective beats optimizing every single time, because the people that optimize get lost in the weeds and the details, and they have crowded thoughts, and they can't even do their best work anymore. You know your best work is when you're in a flow state. You're not thinking too much. You know that every word you type is amazing. But to get into that flow state, again, we need to remove the friction. So plan the night before the one task. Set up your tab in your desk for the one thing related to that task and delete everything else. When I was studying discrete mathematics, there's this class called CS70, which is known to be one of the harder lower division classes at UC Berkeley computer science. I would literally wake up and I would have an empty desk, no laptop, nothing, and I would print the note for the week. Let's say we were learning like proof by induction or graph theory. I would print out sometimes would be 10-15 page note for that and a pen, and that's all I had on my desk. And I would underline, I would create flashcards, I would hide the note and then try to repeat it on the back and all these sorts of things. And that's how you stretch your brain and do something amazing, create something amazing, and learn and improve your skill set. Because I just had that. How could I get distracted if I just had one paper in front of me, one page in front of me to work on and take notes on? Whereas everyone else was not even doing that in the first place, or they were trying to they had like different tabs open, they had Discord open, they had the class community open to ask questions, all these things. No, you got to separate these things out and focus at one task at the hand. That's how you make the most progress in your business and get the furthest. out of your competition. And then finally, set that 1.5 hour timer and notice when you get distracted and come back to the task at hand. And I highly recommend having a 2-minute to 10-minute meditative practice. Download the Calm app, the Meditito app, that's free, the Headspace app. Any of these apps work, and just start. Get their intro course that's already there, and just commit to this for your life. Every day after you brush your teeth, do 10 minutes of meditation. That's a commitment I have for my life. Every day after I brush my teeth, I do 10 minutes of meditation. I just stack that habit. No matter how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling distracted, I still do it. If I feel tired, I still do it. If I don't have my coffee in, I still do it. If I feel excited, I'll do it. If I'm happy, I do it. If I'm not happy, I'll do it. If I had a bad day yesterday, I'll still do it. And then you apply it. When you have that habit, it goes into every area of your life. From fitness, you start to skip less workouts. Work, you start to skip less work days, because you have that commitment to yourself now, and you're building this ability to concentrate. And then when you get distracted, having the equanimity, the friendliness to yourself to go back at the task at hand without beating yourself up, and the clarity to do that and notice those distracted thoughts. So if you want the full system, that's the main core principles. If I want to give you the ability to stay more consistent with this, the secret things I was able to learn while doing this for the last 4 years. I took a gap semester, bro, right before my sophomore year of college, to go really in depth on human performance to build my business, because I had no skills, bro. It was my first time doing a business, and luckily, not just luckily, but yeah, there was a part of luck in it, but also the books I read, the deep work habits I had, that allowed me to get super fast progress in my business. Within 6 months, 10K per month at 19 years old. And I literally am making these videos to help you with your independent journey. So if this video helped you, click the link below, and I can't wait to see you in, my guy. Peace out.